stare into the abyss, and the abyss stares back. Life is a lot like the ocean. Like the waves, there are many instances where we rise and fall. It's homogeneous and familiar on the surface, but beneath the never-ending cycles of waves is complete, utter mystery. There's nothing more terrifying than the unknown. We live every day of our lives not knowing what will happen next, yet we continue to brave each day, slowly walking towards a future we're unsure of. Despite it all, we continue to walk. However, there are times where we're met with terrible storms, forcing us beneath the surface, forcing us into something that can not only be unfamiliar, but also aggressively hostile. And the more we struggle, the more difficult we make it for ourselves in the end. But the most frightening part is no one can hear us cry for help. In these situations, it's almost always best to remain calm. Sometimes we have to let life play itself out. Go with the flow. Ride the waves. There's a lot the ocean can teach us about life. And those privy to its lessons seem to take life and all of its challenges in stride. Big the Cat from Sonic Adventure 1 on the Sega Dreamcast is a character that not only exemplifies this, but who I owe for teaching me this invaluable life lesson. Yes, I will admit when I was younger, I wasn't the biggest admirer of his story and gameplay. I was naive, full of energy, and hopeful for the future. Back then, I related to Sonic a lot in those ways, which is probably why he was the character I looked up to the most. But the older I got, the more I could relate to Big the Cat on a deeper, personal level. I slowly became hardened by the harsh reality that came with living out our everyday lives. The pure existential dread that stares us in the face each day we wake up, and each night we go to sleep. At that particular point in my life, I only had one question. How does one find true happiness within such an unkind world? It was at that moment that I remembered Big the Cat's story from Sonic Adventure 1. Despite the grim circumstances, he was still able to find joy in the simpler things in life. Despite it all, despite everything, he was still able to go fishing. It was a truly endearing way of living life that I just wanted to understand. And I think this awakened something inside of me. A third eye of sorts. A life-changing revelation with one main takeaway. Don't fret about the small stuff. Take everything one day at a time, because life is too short. We are but mere fish in a vast ocean, and going against the current for the sake of it isn't necessarily the right answer. Be like Big. Live by the fishing pole. Die by the fishing pole. Since becoming an adult and being thrown into the world, Big the Cat and his gameplay just hit different. He just wanted to go fishing and be with his best friend. Forget about life's never-ending problems. And this is something I can absolutely relate to, especially nowadays. Big's gameplay perfectly represents this desire to free ourselves from the shackles of the very society we live in. Sometimes we become overwhelmed with the responsibilities and stress from our external environments, overburdened by the expectations of others, constantly in denial about if our actions are good enough or not. But during these times, we just need to forget about everything. I often see people criticize Big, who, frankly, is one of the most well-written video game characters to ever grace our unworthy plane of existence. Always ridiculing and mocking such a compelling storyline, paired with groundbreaking and innovative gameplay. Shame on you. Shame on you all. To these people, I only have one thing to say. Big the Cat is great. You're all just cowards. Eat your heart out, Shakespeare. and thanks for watching.